Hello and welcome back to Metaphor ReFantazio. We are about to enter into the next stage of the game with a new dungeon and a new time limit, but before we do all that, it's time to rest up for tomorrow. So, we'll head in here and we're gonna go to bed. That's the very first thing we're gonna do.
Good night.
Rest well. Late night. Maybe because so much happened, but I'm finding it hard to sleep. Maybe I'll go back to the Gauntlet Runner and read it in the evening breeze.
Can't sleep, lad? As it happens, I'm a bit restless myself. That a novel there? Don't see many carrying those around. Bit of an odd question, but what's your real aim as a group?
What are we going to tell him? Well, he is part of the crew now, I guess. He's got an archetype, so... We're a secret organization.
To tell you the truth, we're a secret organization.
Really? Well, you're not very organized for an organization. In any case, suppose it's not my place to ask. Don't worry, lad. Just water. Like where I grew up, there was nobody like you lot. Just you chiefs. We've never been accepted by other tribes, and 'tis no mystery why. We're nocturnal, we look worlds apart, and there's so few of us. Not enough for any political sway.
I wonder what convinced Heismay to leave his village then, or where he grew up, right? What convinced him to go and become a knight in the first place?
Our elders only ever thought of short-term alliances, loyalties changeable as the wind. We relied on their power, not ours, and resigned ourselves to that. Oh, I loathed it. Even as a child. I hadn't been cowed into considering myself lesser. I honed my skills, that the city's majority might accept me.
Ah, well there you go, asked and answered.
And I'll not say it was fruitless. I was accepted into the knighthood of the royal capital. I felt like my fellows and strangers alike accepted me as an equal. Fool that I was. They never really wanted me among the true knights. Just in the Shadowguard, where my deeds were dirtier and kept secret. Equal and lesser in the same breath. Ultimately, once my superiors realized I wouldn't abide their self-serving orders, they stripped me of the title I'd fought for. And little by little, I lost everything else. My son died. I'd failed to protect him. And despite everything I felt, I'd resigned myself to being powerless. Just like the damned elders I'd hated so much. But you know, you lot have helped me realize something. I'd thought for a long time that if I wanted to feel accepted, instead of being the eternal outsider, I'd need power, status, some mighty patron nobody could defy. I wasn't really looking to swear myself to some superior. I only wanted not to be alienated for who and what I am. I just needed allies. Friends.
Well, from now on, we're friends.
And from now on, we're friends.
A free spirit, are you? It'll be my pleasure, then.
The aloof hermit, Heismay. Within him dwells the virtue of the thief. Nurture thy bond with him, and a new power yet slumbering within thee may awaken.
New bond! We're rank 1.
Perhaps our fates are bound somehow.
Heismay. The party can now study the thief. Awesome! We need to go to Academia and see what it has to say about the thief. I can sense the heroic embodiment of the thief from Heismay. You can now study the thief in academia. Try seeing what new powers await you.
If my boy was still alive, he'd be about your age. Though he'd look absolutely nothing like you, of course. Long as we're both awake. Might I have a look at that old novel of yours? So, this is a fantasy novel. This section seems to describe the Utopia's approach to discrimination. Let's see here. In this world, discrimination and inequality are forbidden by law. It is a sin to impose injustice due to one's appearance, lineage, or birth. This is the accord established between the people and the state. Well, well. What a world that would be. I don't imagine our land will get there for another century or 5. Still, I cannot help but wonder whether those ideals would please an entire population. You cannot pretend at diversity without acknowledging individual differences. Some will be judged as strong, while others marked as weak. Equal competition doesn't mean equal footing. Their very aims of freedom and balance could spell doom for the striving weak. I wonder how we might ever achieve a true utopia, where everyone could be happy. If this awakened power is meant to be wielded in service of my beliefs, then, no matter who calls it naive or foolish, I will always use it to save the weak.
Okay. It was getting late, so we decided to go back to the inn to sleep.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
Early morning. Excellent, we're all here.
So,
Today we explored the depths beneath the castle. Use caution, as we've both Morris and monsters to contend with. If you don't think we can handle this yet, we can go somewhere else and build up our strength first. We still have time to prepare if we need it.
It's in your hands.
Indeed, I've only just been introduced to these new powers. Regardless, I leave the matter in your hands, Captain. Okay. Afternoon.
Let's focus.
Apprehend the real kidnapper. The culprit behind the abductions must be found. It begins by finding the guardsman Morris, but I also need to mark. I need a mark for the exhibition. Must infiltrate Brigante Castle. Apprehend the real kidnapper. A mission with a deadline has begun. Meet up with your allies at Blindwell Alley to delve into the Brigante Castle's underground. Besides challenging the castle, you can also strengthen your party during the mission period by taking on requests in town or by improving bonds with your followers. Storm the castle and apprehend the true culprit behind the kidnappings before the deadline passes.
The search begins.
There's something in that castle.
Really?
We need to head over to Blindwell Alley. There we can investigate what's going on at the castle. Days, lots of stores have sales, so it might be a good idea to do some shopping. And I have a reportable quest. Okay, let's start, first of all, with you.
ah, 'tis you.
We can hardly conquer the exhibition like this. We need a way to resolve this and fast.
What should we do?
Let us hear your strategy first. What would you do today? Let me
I
think.
see.
Okay, so she's a fast travel to the castle. I'm ready to accept the truth of the matter, no matter how ugly it is. More than anything, I'm begging you to save Martira. Okay, cool. So now we've done those two things. I want to have a look at our calendar.
What now?
So, we're currently on the 5th, and we know that the next thing we have to do is on the 16th. So, how are we going to do it? Well, it would make sense, potentially, to do it on the 15th. That's an argument. There's a good argument for the 15th being our ideal day. The argument would be that on the 15th, we would do a shopping day and then immediately go in. The same argument could be made for the 10th if we think the 10th is better, right? Both of them have reasonable arguments. Today, I think, is a bad day to go in because we know we have another dungeon available to us that it would expect us to have done. So, potentially we want to do that. I wonder if I want to look at Travelers' voices. Maybe just see what level people are. We're only going to look at level. We're going to look at nothing else. It's purely what level were people. 29, 30, 29... Yeah, somewhere between 26 and 33. Okay, that gives us a range. I didn't look at anything else there. So, what level are we?
What now?
We are level 22. So, looking at that, for the very, very lowest end of what people finished that dungeon at, we were about 4 levels down. So, if we went straight to the dungeon, we would probably be just on the lower end of the levels by the time we finish it. Which makes sense, right? That probably explains why someone did it at 26, is because they did it as the first thing that they did. So, to me, makes a lot more sense to do the other dungeon first, then come back to doing this dungeon. Because if we do the other abandoned tomb one first, one, we can potentially get some items there that would help us. We can get some levels in Thief, which will definitely help us. And we can get some levels for ourselves and push us up to the point where we're more in that range for doing the dungeon. I think that makes more sense to me. We also really want to stop using... let's see if I can find it in here. We want to stop using Merchant soon, and we're only 4 ranks away from doing that. I'm also just going to quit
Coin can
Merchant
solve
so I
problems
remember
of
to.
blade cannot.
But yeah, we really want to stop using Merchant, and we're only 4 levels off the rank where we can stop using it. Because we will have completed Moore's Quest. We could also just pay for the experience to go up here, as we've got lots of items that we can use to pay for it, but yeah, no reason to do that if we don't need to. Right, I think our first thing to do is probably to speak to more.
Now, where was I?
Yeah, let's go to Academia. There's probably people to speak to around the place as well, because we've just had a story update. Let's go to Academia first, and then we can potentially grab some info.
Acquired a new archetype.
I wholeheartedly encourage you to examine its abilities here.
Ah, right.
Yeah, DLC stuff. We could, in theory, deal with the DLC stuff at some point, but we'll hold off. Thief. This looks like research documents about the Thief archetype. In times of yore, there lived heroes who shook the foundation of society through chivalrous thievery. Their souls together formed the power of the thief. Among them, the adept who steals one's very destiny I dub the assassin, and the elite who lives and dies in the shadow I dub the ninja. The thief archetype manipulates the power of darkness to steal not just treasures but the very life force of its foes as well. However, its power is unconventional and works poorly against multitudes. To break the rules is to be punished by those rules. Let no thief forget this truth. So it's good at single target and stealing health, but not good against multiple targets?
Yep.
This archetype uses dark attacks and can steal items from enemies, but focuses on single targets, so it's not great against large groups. Okay, cool. Anything else I missed in here? No. Okay. Maybe it is time to get this stuff. Somebody suggested that what I could do is I could just mess around with it, so basically pick up a bunch of the treasure stuff and then just buy and sell until I'm back to the same amount of money. I might do that off camera at some point, then we can keep the other items, as in we can keep the outfits and things. Yeah, but we're not going to do that now, because that sounds like that would be very boring to watch. But we could potentially do that. Right, let's see here. And then need to stop telling us each time we go in there that we have new things. I guess we'll do a run around first then, right? That makes sense to me. Let's do a little run around, check that we've got all the new dialogue with people. You got anything new?
Take a look.
Yes, we do. Alpha Rockworm Valmo Monstrous Maneater. I need to slay the Alpha Rockworm Valmo in Maneater's Grotto, the cave southeast of Martira. The informant at the tavern in Thoroughfare Square in Martira should have more details. I'll definitely take that.
What do you think of this?
There's a bounty for an Alpha Rockworm Valmo. The Valmo in question was spotted in a cave a little ways from Martira. A miner was eaten, so now the whole lot are fearing for their lives.
I see.
Miners reminds me of Grius. Location's changed, but we're still helping out miners all the same.
Hey,
Okay, we're gonna help you out, right, Grim? Yeah? Yeah, that's what I like to hear. The location is southeast of Martira, at the place known as Man-Eater's Grotto. Camaro's on your way, so you may want to pay a visit just to make sure you're stocked up for the journey. I'm counting on you. It's life or death for the region if even one industry goes out of business. It's not just ore that's found in that cave, but also precious gems that are sold at a premium. If you want to know more about the Valmo, just go ask the Martira informant. Hate to put a reeve in their pocket though.
Good hunting to you.
Bring me back the Alpha Rockworm Eye as proof of its defeat. I can't be handing out any rewards until you bring me that, so don't forget, alright?
Let's do it.
Oh no! This is our first sign that we've done something very suboptimally. Because if you have to go through Camaro to get here, then that means that we should have waited to do Camaro until such a point as we had this unlocked. However, we didn't know this existed at the time, so it's only in hindsight is it suboptimal. But anyway, I don't think it matters that much. This must be the place. Man-Eater's Grotto, what a chilling name. Although, going to Camaro, I think, did that not unlock the Gunner archetype, which in of itself was valuable, so, you know. It all comes back around one way or another.
and right there's a labyrinth. And right there's a labyrinth.
We got two there. Okay, interesting. I love how it still has us accepting the Heismay one, which is kind of cool. Right. Let's head this way.
Now what am I to do?
And just see if we've got anyone who's talking. This one new? No, we've seen that one. Okay, nothing new there. Gonna head through to this alley. We're gonna avoid going actually to the Blind Well alley at the end.
Stop that at once!
Just want to see if there's any new dialogue, although it doesn't appear to be any new dialogue, so...
Hey, listen.
Yeah, okay.
Oh,
hello.
My, oh my.
Oh my days. They say nothing new under the sun, but here ye are. New faces to delight these old eyes. Have you come from another town? And in such turbulent times, why that's rare indeed. Are ye travellers? You must be shattered from such a journey. When do you take some of my homegrown veg back with you? What a sweet granny. Well, do you want to take the vegetables? Sure.
Yes, yes.
That's right, no need to stand on ceremony now. Come along, follow me a moment. The old woman brought us vegetables from her home. These are the vegetables I've grown. They're fresh, so even raw they should be good and sweet. Go on, have a taste and see. Nice, healthy appetites, I see. I did well to grow these after all, didn't I? I am not much for the kitchen or for housework, but I've a knack for the field. You must think me an odd duck for it too. I don't think so.
Ooh.
Is that right? Well, I suppose that's just how you young folk think nowadays. And that's wonderful. When I was a wee lass, I received quite the ration for being a woman who couldn't do housework. Jings, listen to me chooping about and probably need to get on. Please take some of my veggies with you. Isn't much, but I'd like you to have them. Rock beans, times 4. I did it. Hello. I thought I might use some of my veg to prepare something different for you today. My cooking isn't much for entertaining. Ho, please do use these veggies to give yourself your own home-cooked meals. Alright. Oop. Nope. That's fine. I think I saw the weather over the top of his head and went, oh, that must be something. But it wasn't. Right.
What?
Hey, ever heard of Man-Eater's Grotto southeast of town? The name's repulsive, right? I heard a whole bunch of people who went there recently are missing. Think they got eaten in there? Tell me more. More? I don't know more. I'm just a fruit seller with time to kill, mate.
Until next time.
I mean, I don't actually care about it anyway. Maybe ask an informant if you want to know more. Okay. Get some heated conversation. At Rock with the Faces, it's because of that we got all these distinguished candidates coming to town. They're doing the little speeches, but they ought to take a look around. The town's got bigger concerns right now. Too right. We could be abducted at any time, yeah? Abducted. If they want support, try helping the town, eh? Exactly. There could be nobody left here by the time the next king's decided.
Stop Stop that at once!
Hey, enough jokes. Take your town safety a little more seriously, will you? You know Barden's hired someone to come and help, and Lady Joanna's not just sitting on her hands either. The person Barden hired's a candidate too, yeah? Nice if they weren't just coming here for self-promotion.
Ridiculous.
If I'm honest, I've given up hope about the whole situation. Saves me the disappointment later.
Look at that.
I'm discouraged. I don't really want to do a speech. No. I'm just going slowly so I don't accidentally click yes. Okay. Another time. Right, up here. Let's check around the castle. Wonder how the front gate's gonna be. Hello. So it's true. Yeah, I went to take care of Heismay. Mighty impressive you came back at all. But the kidnapping didn't stop and General Barden's acting strange. What's happening here? No one at the front knows anything. Hello. Wrote it all from the captain about you sticking around and helping us out a bit more. Well, I appreciate it, I really do. Lady Joanna's properly worried too. Please put a stop to these incidents as quick as you can. Joanna's the problem. Forget it. It's probably not a good idea to bring it up now.
Stop!
Precautionary measures, you see. I'm sorry, but I can't let anyone through until the incidents are over. But that's just what the regulation says. I appreciate what you lot are doing. Here, I want you to have this. Oh, thanks. He just gave us some rope. Thanks. Do you think he was holding onto that rope for us, or he just happened to have rope with him, and then he was like, here, have this rope? Kind of a bit of an odd thing to do. Anyway. Either way, it's odd. Hello.
You there!
Doesn't Barden seem a little off to you lately? Like he's wary of the other guards and even of Cregan Castle. I've known him a long time, and this isn't like him. What could be going on? Okay. Down here. Oh, hey, hello.
Even so.
What's going on in this castle? Suppose we're done with all the pretense. Hey, Graham, let's settle this issue in the castle.
I see.
Nope. Okay. So we have 2 dungeons to go to now. Both of them will take 2 days. Actually, depends whether we can teleport to the. That's the wrong button. Back out. Depends if we. That's the button I was looking for. World map.
Where to?
Actually, it doesn't even let me see what I'm wanting to look for here. Yeah. Depends if we can teleport to Camaro and travel from there, in which case it's only 1 day, but I think it's going to be 2 days. We'll see. Right, so let's head back to the tavern and speak to the person in here. So, informant, hello.
What do you want to know?
I'll put a little discount on my intel for Idle's Day. Not like I have to, but I want to keep my customers happy too. Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, that's good to know. Well, the vermin of Man-Eater's Grotto.
Oh, I bear good tidings.
Southeast of this town is Man-Eater's Grotto. Many people go there, yet startlingly few ever come back, which is how the name got its place. How the place got its name. Deep within that place dwells the Alpha Rockworm Balmo. Now, apparently that's the leader of the Valmo pack, and rumor has it there are several of them.
Here's the real skinny.
Even if you slay one, they call for another immediately. So if you want to make an end of it, you have to defeat them all at the same time. Apparently they're weak to ice. They may be sturdy, but they're vulnerable to the cold. Other than that, there are other critters like bugs and flower monsters. Careful with those, since they'll try to paralyze you. You know about the village on the road to the cave? They sell equipment there that prevents paralysis. Well, prepare yourself well and go. That's all I'm saying. Find some more information for me when you come back, eh? Okay.
Here's the real skinny.
Just between you and me, there's an unusual amount of monsters dwelling in the castle underground right now. Don't ask me how they got there or why. I don't know, and I don't care to find out. Even in my line of work, there's some information that's not worth losing your life over. There's an entire menagerie of monsters down there now, but the ones you really need to watch out for are the giant lizards and the wild hounds. Lizard-like beasts are a wily bunch. They lie in wait underwater and wait for people to turn their backs before they lunge out and attack. Meanwhile, the hounds will let out a piercing howl if they spot you, and the noise really fires up the little friends. Don't underestimate either of these threats. However, you can counter their tactics with some tricks of your own. You'll be able to gain the upper hand if you can put them to sleep.
Got a right gem for you.
Use this information as you will. What you do next is none of my business. At certain times, silence can be more valuable than gold. Okay. On inclement weather.
You!
If you're planning on traveling, be sure to keep an eye on the weather. You'll quickly find yourself in quite a bind if you fight enemies without staying aware of your surroundings. Monsters become much stronger in bad weather. Skills that would have brought them to their knees normally won't even make them flinch when this happens.
That means...
So won't be able to exploit enemies' weaknesses in bad weather? Damn. But then again, fighting in such tough conditions should help us become stronger, right?
Got a right gem for you.
Well, if anyone can handle it, it'll be you lot. If you want to plan your training around the weather, ask the fortune teller. Their forecast will cost you, however. Also, I noticed that we have 24 reeve left. We probably want to make some money at some point. So probably want to do one of the quests. Now, do we know which one of the quests is easier? That's the next question. Requests. So this one is 3.5, while this is a 4. So a man-eater should be easier. Okay. Let's map
Alright then.
over to
Where to?
Grand Trat. Not the Catacombs entrance. It's on Lumio Street.
Let's go!
Wonderful. Okay, so we're looking for new dialogue here, but most of all, we're looking to hand in our quest. Mumble Mumbles, we've already done that one. I don't imagine there's going to be too much here because there hasn't been much world-changing stuff, but we'll see.
Unstinking believable.
Nothing there. Okay, cleared that side. This side? Nothing. And the quest. Hello.
What?
That black jewel necklace, don't tell me. You found a proper warrior to help you retrieve it. I did it myself. Of all the people, it had to be a worthless elder.
What?
I've seen your face before. You're the youth who helped restore order during the attack on the Grand Cathedral. I apologize for my earlier behavior. The things I said, I can't even imagine what my wife would think if she heard me utter such discriminatory nonsense. Allow me to reminisce for but a moment. My wife was a researcher in the King's employ. She had such wit. We had talked for hours, endlessly discussing the country's future. She was kind and noble. Frankly, I never deserved her. And this necklace, it was the object which she treasured most.
Really?
Wow, I would have never have guessed. I'm glad we were able to bring it back to you.
Thank you very much indeed.
You have my deepest, most heartfelt thanks. Here, the reward I promised. Accept it as a gift from the both of us. Unfortunately, I'm running low on funds, so this is the best I can do. Forgive me.
Mission accomplished.
A haunted heirloom. After being given the necklace, memento of his deceased wife, the noble apologized for his previous words and expressed gratitude, giving us a reward. Now, here's the thing. Do you take an apology for discrimination at the same level if it's because you've done something good for them? Like, here, I've done something for you, and they're like, oh, I apologize for everything I said in the past. I didn't mean it. Well, you did when I was a stranger to you, and I hadn't done something nice for you, like, 2 seconds ago. It's like, okay. Anyway, we got Sandblast Cuirass, Increased Courage, and 4,000 reeve.
Alright.
Cool. Courageous young elder, I shan't forget your kindness for as long as I live.
And I'm off.
Now that I have this memento of some closure about my wife's fate, I shall return to the countryside now. Bid you farewell. Oh, we also didn't even get one... You see, he doesn't believe it. He didn't give us a single ranking in popularity. He's not voting for us.
May God keep you.
So, there you go. There's my proof. Hello.
Closure.
Closure. Purify. So how much do we have? We have, we don't have enough money for this one, I see. We do for this one. I'm just checking that we're not going to be out of blessed water. No, we'll be fine. So small HP recovery each turn of the Saint Sabbath. We might as well buy it. I mean, it's not like it's this or the other one. We just don't have enough. I'll equip them later. We just don't have enough money for that one. Oh yeah, also, how much is it? 200 attack. Ooh. Yeah, that's going to definitely be the time to move on from the dragon's weapon we found in, like, the second dungeon. Okay. I do kind of want to know the weather. But can you tell me the weather?
How about a fortune?
Yeah.
Divination.
Let's see.
Where do you want to check the weather? Down here, actually.
And right there's a labyrinth.
It's all fine. Fantastic. That's all I wanted to check, really. Good. Right. Back on this. Back to checking if there's any new dialogue, which I assume there isn't, but we'll check anyway. You guys? No new dialogue. No new dialogue. We'll head down here briefly. Just, running past people, seeing if there's anything new.
What in the... Now what am I...
Nothing along here. Probably unlikely to be anything along this way, but we'll check anyway. That's fine. Ooh, let's Stroll. Wait, what's Stroll doing here?
Even so,
Oh,
I see.
that's fine. He's just like, hey, do you want to go to the castle in the other town? I'm like, no, I'm in Grand Trad.
Why don't I just stop an elder?
Okay. I guess maybe if you end the day in Grand Trad, then you'll spend the day at the Hushed Honeybee instead of at the other inn.
Now what am I to do?
And then he'll be standing outside. Potentially. Anyway, next area. See if we've got anything here.
What in
I'm thinking the answer is going to be a solid no, but let's just double check. There we go. Nothing here. Nothing here.
Hey, listen.
Nothing there. Distinct amount of nothing. Nobody up on the platform.
My money's on
This all seems about right here. Right. And we're good to go. Okay. So, I think we should go to... That's the wrong button. I think we should probably go to the Grotto first, then. That makes sense to me. Let's go back to Thoroughfare Square. I also didn't see Heismay anywhere, which is what I was checking out for. I was trying to see whether Heismay had any... Oh, we have someone over here to speak to. I was trying to see whether Heismay had like a bond thing that you could raise with him right now. I guess you probably can't until you finished the main quest for this area. But the reason I wanted to check is because I wanted to see whether we could advance it before going to a dungeon, because there might be an advancement that you can do on the road as well. But there isn't, so. Hello. A little while back, there was this daft traveler ran away here to Martira. See, the abandoned tomb is near town. He got taken in by this rumor that there was special treasure there. He found a monster instead of gold, nearly died. What kind of treasure? Hold on now, you interested too, mate? Not trying to stop you, but I don't got any details on the matter. But you know who would? One of the informants. Those buggers are in everything. Okay, cool.
I'm out of ideas.
All right.
I guess I'm gonna go to the Gauntlet
Let's
Runner.
go.
Okay. Wonder if Heismay is here, actually. I think he's the guy who stands at the top. Oh, hey Nures.
Boy!
The runner's in top form. If you have a destination in mind, just give me a shout. Okay. Watchtower. Maybe not now. Oh, my mistake. I didn't want to disembark.
What are the guards doing?
Right, back over here. Oh, hello.
You there!
Running viewers down there. Well, look, I'm sorry if I'm getting this wrong, but didn't it disappear one time? You know, right when you got to town. Took my eyes off it for a second and it was back, so I figured I was imagining things, but, well, I'm not sure. Maybe it was because I've been drinking? Yeah, it was probably because you've been drinking. Okay. Can we check out the back then? Maybe not now. Maybe not now. Anyone down here? Oh. And then nothing we can do with this either. Okay. Right, back up. And, yeah, I guess we'll go.
Okay.
I feel prepared.
What's the plan?
Right. Open this up.
Now then.
Now, how far do I run her then? We're gonna go to Man-Eater's Grotto.
I think we have a favor to do.
Which will take 1 day. Okay. This is where the rockworm with bounty on it lives. Sounds like the locals are in dire straits. Seems this cave not only contains ore, but jewels as well.
There is much to see.
Pray, do not forget our primary objective is the bounty. Ensure that you remain focused on the task at hand.
It's your call.
We should get there by midday. Can we make it back by tonight? But of course, so long as you don't dilly-dally, that is. Let's go.
Let's be off.
Then 'tis settled. It would behoove us all to prepare ourselves, even whilst on the road.
They head to a cave said to consume all who enter. Does the dark, narrow path lead only to the innards of a monstrous insect? Perhaps.
What to
And
pick?
we're traveling. Hello.
My...
Your sword arm shows remarkable promise. You must have had an instructor of surpassing skill. Yeah, we've had that one. Okay. Wonder if Heismay's around. Anyway, pantry. Rock beans and gauntlet shrooms. Wonderful. And then on the other side here we have the toilet. Yep. Which gives us the truth of the world. An extra luck. Wasn't it luck last time? Do we get luck every time from that? Wonder if that's one of the things affected by saying that you had to, or like when it said what stat did you want, and I said luck. So maybe that was affected by that. I'm not sure.
Well then,
Need to stay hygienic to help facilitate living as a group. Result?
got it.
I feel as though my fatigue from the journey has been washed away. I gained experience from that. Oh, okay. But that said, fatigue from the journey has been washed away. Maybe after you've done X amount of things, then you can do that or something. I don't know. We'll keep trying it. We know we've got books. Let's head down here. Don't really want to do that. Nothing down here. Still looking for Heismay, honestly. Back deck? He's probably on the watchtower. Well, let's just check back here. Nope. Okay. And then we'll check the side deck. Not here. Okay. And then we'll check the watchtower. And then if he's not there, I'm seriously going to think we've left him behind. So, over here. Up we go. Oh, just not available to speak to. I see. It's interesting how he brought his entire little tent and belongings, like, and just put it on top of the gauntlet, rather. Anyway. Book, I guess? Yeah, let's read a book. Let's read Pride and Persuasion again. Yep. I'm almost done reading it. Let's do it. Read the book.
What's that?
Apparently this book teaches you ways to ensure others will agree with you. This next part puts things into practice. Even if you follow the techniques explained so far to the letter, some people will still refuse to budge. Fancy words and calculated suggestions backfire on those types because they're guided by emotion rather than logic.
All right.
For them, the most effective thing to do is... So what did it say again? So, some people refuse to budge because they're guided by emotion rather than logic. What you do is you yell at them.
hey,
Maybe start yelling at them or something? You don't think that would just lead to more rejection? I mean, I guess that's one way of negotiating. My eloquence went up. Oh, almost at level 2. Still, persuading everyone is a monumental task, which makes sense. Everyone has their own values and ways of thinking, after all. With that, I finished the book. I feel like my understanding of the world is deepened.
now then.
Ah, so we get an extra bonus for finishing a book. Wow. Okay, that was a pretty big bonus. We got 7 like point ups for that. It's incredible.
Eloquence.
'Tis one of the virtues a ruler must possess. If thou aspire to true sovereignty, that fill thyself with words from the heart to win the trust of the common folk.
Why, that's...
A conqueror needs that precious kindling with which a follower's passions may be inflamed.
The party at last arrives in the village of Comero, a small farming settlement southeast of Martira. Blessed by the mild climate, its ranches produce fine fare, and to take in its idyllic landscapes is to be at peace, as time itself seems to stop. It gained a reputation for its rare and wondrous goods, brought there by merchants in their longing to return. As though welcomed by the grazing animals, the gauntlet runner stops gently.
Giving it some thought?
Sure. We have a tiny amount of money, so we might as well see if it's got anything. Right.
Okay then.
That's fine. Anything to sell? We have a little to sell as well, actually. Buy. We already bought this last time. We should buy some more sugar, probably. There we go. The reason I'm buying the sugar, also I need paralysis. It suggests I buy some paralysis stuff, so let's buy that as well. The reason why I'm buying the sugar is because we know we can cook multiple things at once, so I might as well try and stock up on ingredients while I can. Yeah. See if it prevents paralysis would have been good as well, but let's not worry about that.
All right.
Right. Continue our trip.
Hey.
Yep.
Man-Eater's Grotto. How many weary travelers, traveling merchants, and treasure hunters have fallen prey to it? Behind its innocuous-looking entrance, untold monsters lie in wait, impatient for their next meal. The gauntlet runner comes to a stop, the entrance beckoning its visitors invitingly. What lies in its depths? Treasure or death?
All right.
This is the Valmo's nest. At first glance, it looks like your average cave. Most of the miners have been run off, it seems. Guess it's all on us from here.
Understood?
Mining for ore and gemstones is the town's primary industry. If nothing else, we will have to clear these monsters out so that people can maintain their livelihoods. Yes, and the town's taverns and shops depend on the miners' patronage as well. To leave the situation alone would be to see the town's economy slow to a halt.
Finish it, quick!
Okay, we'll wreck those worms then. No, you know what? We'll eradicate them, and their little larvae too. What has gotten into him? Is he not a tad overexcited for this task? I think the mere mention of Valmo sends his mind back to the dinner table. Come on, let's press on. Just a second, I sense something. This feeling, it's... Is there something there?
So, hey.
It's only for a moment, but I thought I sensed one of the relics that Nuras is looking for. Make sure you don't miss any treasure chests, okay? Oh, yeah. He did say there was something southeast of, Martira. I just didn't think it was going to be that. Okay, memorandum. Man-Eater's Grotto. A natural cave near Martira. Complex tunnels dug by giant sandworms expand in all directions, and this strange network soon came to be populated by monsters of all kinds. Martiran locals know to keep their distance, but it's not uncommon for oblivious travelers to venture in, seeking shelter from the heat, never to be seen again. Well, with that info about Man-Eater's Grotto, I'm going to end the episode there. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.